The major SMP has been around for quite a bit now, and throughout its history it has had some things happen. So I decided to put all those things into a chart, an iceberg chart to be exact. This is the major SMP Iceberg explained. Okay, so this is the major SMP Iceberg. There's a lot of things on it. And if you want to know how it works, you could probably just search it up. It's very easy to find. I'm just going to work on explaining the iceberg instead of explaining how it works. We have Major Christ. Major Christ is just referring to something that a member Pylon made up, which is just calling Major Cat Major Christ. That's really all there is to it. Me when Major SMP. This is just referring to an image that someone on the server made that is just a minion. Me when Major SMP. Next one has a little bit more to it. There's a video on my channel about it. Chunk errors. These are just like chunks that don't fit in where they are and kinda out of place, which you can go watch my other video on me showing them off. Next one, I'm gonna have my friend KStrike from the server help me explain Pylon banned. So I'll let him do that for you.
Welcome to this segment. This segment is Pylon being banned from the major SMP. It all started with the Sovereign, a group with some people that I cannot tell you. He got a video recommended into his channel where it was how to dupe items. He decided to try this in the major SMP and duped valuables like beacons, ender dragon heads, and much more. After he made a beacon shop the next day, other people in the major SMP caught wind that he was duping, and he got caught. While Major Cat, the server owner, figured it out. He was sentenced to 2 months of being banned from the major SMP, and he has not been seen on it since.
Server. This one is just referring to how Major Cat, the owner, can talk through the server, and it says server when he talks. Unbreaking 3 and Mending Elytra. Again, the same person who made the Me when Major SMP would spam Unbreaking 3 and Mending Elytra from Pocket Rocket Shop. Altas, YouTube Altas, he is also going to help me out here and explain entity loss of 69 for you.
Now I'm going to talk about the entity loss of 69. This was when the files got corrupted on the server, so everything in like the server and like the spawn chunks and close to the spawn chunks every entity just got like deleted, so there were no farms. The villagers near our bases died, all of the animals. But then one day everything just respawned again, and even the museum lost like everything. We have a museum and just everything got lost because they weren't item frames which count as entities, so everything was lost there, but at least everything's back now.
Herobrine. This is also referring to how Major Cat can talk through the server panel and talk as Herobrine. The festival. The festival is referring to a festival that was held and didn't really go that well. It basically just turned into a big mess where everybody was being annoying. Bedrock. This refers to me having a piece of bedrock on the server. That's really it. Barrier. This also refers to me just having a barrier block on the server. Half bed. This one is kind of strange because I don't know how many people know about this. I know this is also in a video of mine, but I don't know how many people actually watched it. It's where Major Cat made a half bed and covered it in barriers, and it's been sitting there ever since. God. God is just referring to how everybody calls Major Cat God on the server. Altas. This next one, I'll let the man himself explain it.
For this, my name was Atlas, but then one person joined, Basketball Man, otherwise known as Noah. He joined the server and started calling me Altus, so then I just started using that name. It sounded cool.
3-month downtime. This is referring to how the server was not up for 3 months, which is really long time. I don't know how we ever handled it. The dark arts.
Okay, so I'm going to be back for one last time, and I'm going to be talking about the dark arts. This is kind of confusing. So, Pylon, as we already went over, who was banned, once created something called the dark arts, where it was basically just made up magic, where he gave himself books that gave him more canon lives, even though we don't even use canon lives anymore. He trained me in the dark arts for a little bit. That doesn't even exist anymore because he's banned, and he didn't even practice it. So that is all. I hope you enjoyed the rest of this video.
Grooville. Grooville is a lost city or town or whatever you want to call it. It is kind of in the mountains and nobody really goes there anymore. It's kind of run down. Glitched book. This is a book in the museum that somehow has words going off the page. Don't know how this is possible. Don't know if it's possible in vanilla Minecraft. I tried and it didn't work. Unobtainable heads. This is just referring to the player head and some other player heads of players that are not on the server. Bedrock platform under End Island. This was a platform put here by Major Cat to stop people spawning underneath the End Island when they don't have a respawn point. Special quest. This is a strange quest that we found that basically just all these decoded messages that we don't really know what to do about. Like, we followed them all around and they haven't really led anywhere yet. Schlatt coin. This is referring to Schlatt coin, which is a currency made by Schlatt on the server SMP Live, which then started showing up in the major SMP. No one knows where they came from. No one knows who put them there. Gorsh City. Gorsh City is a city that we made and blew up right afterwards. It's kind of further away, and I was planning on making a video on it, but it never saw the light of day. Dupe Dragon Egg. This is referring to Pylon sending a picture of himself holding 2 dragon eggs to Kellen. We don't know where that second dragon egg is and if it still exists. RobMets_9. RobMets is a random guy that joined the server before Whitelist was on. He had the IP in his server list from a past server that he previously was in. Gamer. He's just my cousin. He never joined the server, but nobody really knows who he is. So that was it. That was the whole major SMP Iceberg. There might be more. I don't know. I might have missed something. Thank you for KStrike and Altas for helping me out. Their links will be in the description for them. I had this idea for a while, so I really hope you guys liked it. And I will see you guys in the next one.